Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday that Israel will do whatever it needs to do to defend itself, and it will make its own decision on how to respond to Iran's drone and missile attack. Netanyahu's remarks coming just hours after Iranian President Raisi vowed to completely destroy Israel if Israel launches even the, quote, tiniest invasion of Iran. Joining me now is Iowa Senator, Senate Armed Services Committee member, and Small Business and Entrepreneurship Committee ranking member, Joni Ernst. Senator, thanks very much for being here today.
Of course. Thanks, Maria.
So, I mean, when you look at the rhetoric coming out of this White House and the Democrats about Benjamin Netanyahu and what he should do, what is he supposed to do? Just accept attacks from Iran and not respond in any way?
Oh, Maria, we know that Israel has a right to exist, and they absolutely should respond however they feel is appropriate. I wish that President Biden would just simply butt out. Israel is our friend and ally, a democratic nation in the Middle East. We should support them however we can support them. But their decisions will be their decisions, and we should just step up as a friend and ally and say, we are with you.
I mean, Iran is hoping to become a nuclear power. Can you assess these two nations? What is your assessment of this fight, this war against Israel? And I want to get your take on the strength of Iran today, because obviously now we're talking about a rich nation once again.
Yes, absolutely. And unfortunately, they are a rich nation because our administration and President Biden have chosen not to enforce the sanctions that are in place. They have oil exports at a 5-year high at a revenue stream of $80 billion going to Iran. And that's not to mention any other sanctions relief that this administration has chosen to do for the Iranian regime. So they are a wealthy nation, and we know that they do continue to chase the nuclear technology. And unfortunately, that puts pressure not only on Israel, but many of our Arab friends across the Middle East as well, which is why you saw so many of them step up to assist in the defense of Israel when Iran attacked over the weekend. So it's very tense in the Middle East right now. I do assess that Iran has the wealth to continue down this nuclear path. They will continue to do that regardless. But the show of strength that we saw over the weekend, obviously it was easily repelled by Israel and her Arab partners.
Look, I realize that you all are dealing with a lot of issues. The world seems to be on fire as a result of bad policy in some corners, but you've yet to secure the border. How are you feeling about this fight underway in the House in terms of money to Ukraine and still no change in terms of security at the southern border?
Well, I am very hopeful, Maria, that they will pass a package or individual bills that eventually does address our southern border. This is the fight that we were facing in the Senate as well. Even though we had measures that would begin to secure our border, we still have to have an administration that is willing to do that. And we saw with the non-existent trial of Secretary Mayorkas yesterday that it doesn't matter. You can be derelict on your duty. You can not do your job, and it doesn't matter. The Democrats don't care. They're going to dismiss any impeachment that comes forward as far as a trial in the Senate. It's very, very disheartening when you have an administration that encourages open borders, especially here in our own country. So we've got a lot of work to do, Maria.
And why? Why do they encourage open borders? What's the point?
Well, you and I can speculate all day long, but that's a whole lot of folks that are giving thanks to Joe Biden, right? So we do need to secure the border, though. I see it as a national security threat.
Yeah.
We have had people on the terrorist watch list, 24,000 Chinese nationals just last year alone. It is a disaster.
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm testified before the Senate Armed Services Committee yesterday. Senator, you grilled her on whether U.S. taxpayer dollars are being used to actually help arm Iran. Watch this.
Secretary Granholm, should taxpayer dollars be granted to U.S. sanctioned countries or institutions? Yes or no?
You mean through the DOE?
Through DOE.
No.
Hey, thank you. Because as you know, the Department of Energy distributes billions of dollars in grants and awards. And in February, a magazine published a research article acknowledging support from a taxpayer-funded DOE award. The same article credits an Iranian researcher employed by Iran's state-linked Sharif University of Technology. U.S. authorities have sanctioned multiple Sharif University entities due to their ties to Iran's nuclear program. So Secretary Granholm, did taxpayer dollars in this grant support the Iranian researcher?
I'm not familiar with this grant, but perhaps you can share the article and I can follow up.
Senator, tell us more about this. Are you saying taxpayers in the U.S. are supporting Iran?
Well, we are very concerned that that could be the case, which is why I brought this up to Secretary Granholm in our Armed Services Committee yesterday during our hearing. I am very worried. We have seen DOE do this before, where they have illegally taken technology and transferred it. In the case in 2022, DOE has sent battery technology to China at a cost of $15 million to the American taxpayer. So what we are hoping to find is that there was no taxpayer dollars that went to Iran, but the possibility does exist. So we are pushing Secretary Granholm. She has promised that she will follow up with that information on that particular grant that funded this Iranian researcher. So we've got to get to the bottom of this. I am sick and tired of American taxpayer dollars going to our adversaries overseas.
Well, Senator, I mean, look, I got to praise you for asking the question. It was a really important question, but I got to be honest, I'm getting a feeling that you all don't know where money is going and who it's going to. I mean, look, for years we were funding the Wuhan lab for gain-of-function research. Then we get this massive pandemic killing 1.2 million people. Now we see that we've got a war on, on Israel, and Iran is the culprit, and we may be funding that. We've got $7 trillion in spending. You all are seeing the bills in the 11th hour, 24 hours before you're supposed to vote on it. Do you all actually understand where our taxpayer dollars are actually going?
Oh, Maria, and this is exactly why I introduced the TRACS Act a number of years ago, because I am tired of seeing billions of dollars going to our adversaries. And what my bill would do is require disclosure of any dollar that is going to an entity within an adversarial country. Unfortunately, it has not passed. We have got to find out where our money is going.
Well, it sounds like we need the bill for sure. Senator, thank you. We'll keep following all of that.
Absolutely.
Senator Joni Ernst in D.C., thank you so much.